Frank, and this is the JFJ Conspiracy Podcast, where the shop talk is rock. Jim and Jerry have the night off, so what I did is I gathered up some of my friends. They're in a band called Smoky Ghosts of Big Trees, and I conducted a Zoom interview. The first time all of them have been in the same room at one time. It's a fun interview. It takes about an hour. Sit back, relax, give it a listen, give it a watch, however you get your podcast on, and let us know what you think. And without further ado, this is Smoky Ghosts of Big Trees.
Okay, well, today I am very honored to have all in one room at one time the band that is called Smoky Ghosts of Big Trees. Holy mackerel, guys. Now,
yeah, this is a treat.
This is a band that has never been together in a room. Am I correct in this?
That's correct.
Oh, wow. Let's start off and go clockwise around and introduce yourself and tell me where you're at right now at this time and place. Oh, and there, and Raylo, where are you at?
I'm Ray Cox. I'm currently in Eugene, Oregon.
Very good. And what instrument or your activity in this particular album, Finn, did you contribute?
My particular activity, two of the songs I wrote the foundations of them on, and one of them, actually, no, three of them I actually wrote the foundations on, and one of them I play some synthesizer parts in.
All right, and we'll get back to all that.
Principal writer. He wrote some everything germinated off of what he sent us.
Excellent.
So that was my mistake, and that's a story if you want to get into.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I understand.
Most definitely, Ray deserves some credit here, and we're gonna make sure all credit is due and properly given, and so that way we can get that out on the internet, and any fans of the band or Ray can know exactly what's going on. So, Jeff, where are you at?
So I'm in Southern California, Temecula, California. Been a bandmate with Mr. Dirk Doucette for quite a while. Any project that I've done in the last 15 years has been with Dirk and motivated by Dirk.
That's because I work for free, Jeff.
Yeah, and your sexy body. And then yeah. So I think I'm the link that brought Tori into this project, and I'm sure we'll get into that later.
Okay. And next, who do we have?
Oh, I'm iPhone 1. No,
and shall remain.
I'm Jay Jardine, and Dirk and I spent quite a bit of time putting together some acoustic parts. It was kind of like the COVID thing to do. It was the summer of 2020, and Ray, we were in constant contact with Ray. So
dude, constant.
Ray, we would he would literally, Ray would sit in with us on while we were playing in the studio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he would go, he would make comments, and we either took him seriously or not, we continued to put together some basic tracks, and
Gotcha.
there's a few things that we took riffs from all of our little riffs from the past and kind of put them in a different category, kind of updated them.
We put them on blast.
Yeah. I have a good story about Major Clyde. So I graduated in 1975 from Army Navy Academy in Carlsbad, and my good friend Mark McClure, who played Jimmy Olsen in the movie Superman. I don't know if you knew that, but
and drum for Devo too. Didn't he drum for Devo, Jay?
No, he's a great drummer, but he actually tried out for AC/DC when they switched drummers, and they told him, you look too much like Jimmy Olsen.
He got John Stamos.
But Major Clyde was one of our night tactical officers, and we wrote a little song about him in like 1976, and that was the basis of the Major Clyde song. So
Gotcha.
So-
Excellent.
Just to be clear, Major Clyde was a working title. Tori, do you happen to know what the final title was?
I was just trying to think of that.
Yeah. So I don't know what our final.
I think you left it. I think you left it that name, didn't you?
I think
Clyde?
there was a,
Oh no,
Carmel-
Stewart left it that name when he worked on the tunes. He kept that name on his album. That's right.
Yeah, I felt like all the working titles could be interesting, basis for songs, but some of them I couldn't fit. But Carmel and Carol was the one that worked out.
Gotcha. And Tori, while we have you here, you're down South Korea, and how do you
I mean-
fit into all this?
Well, I'd known Jeff for a while, and Jeff Dirk and I had recorded a little bit in, I can't remember where it was, Escondido,
yep.
Yes.
a few years ago. So so I knew them from there, and we had done some projects before, Smoldering Ashes before.
Right.
So this second go around on this one, and I get the easy job because I get the tracks that they've worked on. They're fantastic, and I already have notebooks full of words, so I just kind of work up stuff to go with it and sing over it as best I can. So, but songs were great to begin with, so I'm pretty happy to be part of it.
Some excellent music.
Hey, can you guys take your conversation somewhere else? I'm on a podcast, bro. Go back to the band room.
Okay, so Dirk, since we have you, give us a brief rundown. You're at Carlos's house, but explain to us some of your other musical endeavors.
Okay, so it's kind of a meandering story, but I'll make it really quick. Jeff hit me up to mix some stuff for him about 2005 or something, and then I worked on it and he liked it, and that he was collabing with Tori and from Judy and his wife, and Soldering Ashes. So they liked the mixes, so we did it. I had some stuff laying around from like the 17 Pygmies stuff that Phil didn't take from me. So there's a bunch of that stuff on the computer, and they were great songs. So I just thought this is a great opportunity to flush those songs out. So, and then they were doing a lot of writing too and sending things back. The funny thing about that project is Tori and I had never spoke a word to each other for all three. What was it, like 3 records worth? It was all communicated through Jeff, and it was kind of like an art project for me.
Okay.
So it was really interesting to be completely, personally detached from people that you're working with, on art. It produced some really good results because Tori was really good with. He had some good connections with some string instruments. We got some beautiful music out of that era. But then that led to this. This came about that germinated at Jay's house. The first song we did, I think you called it "Fight in Your Mind," or "Battle in the Mind."
Gunfight.
Yeah.
In your mind.
Gunfight.
Yeah, the Gunfight in Your Mind. That was the first tune me and Jay did during that COVID session. I mean, we were sitting around kind of like, hey, are you safe? Yeah, I'm safe. It was during that time of the pandemic. And so I trusted Jay, he trusted me. Eventually we got together, and then we did that tune real quick. I'm like, turn on the mics, let's just record that. So we recorded it really quick. And then it was like, dude, I got a bunch of riffs that I've been playing for 20 years. Every time I grab a guitar, and so do you. Let's put them together and make songs. So we get a click going. We'd figure out the tempo, and then we'd sit live with 2 microphones and 2 guitars live and play all those tunes that you hear. And then we would build on that. So we built these pieces on that. Then I had Ron come in on piano. Ron Harmon, I think he played with Aretha Franklin or something. He's like this gifted. Those are all those piano parts. If you hear any piano on there, it's all one take.
Excellent.
A lot of times I would solo the tracks, like on Brenneman's album. I solo the tracks. I heard this beautiful part between the piano and the violin player, and it was so gorgeous. I tacked it on the end of the song as a solo piece out,
Gotcha.
So that's how I found the piano parts. Like a lot of those parts are just from him playing, Anyway, it was a great collaboration. This run has been really good. Jeff and I have been doing this stuff a long time. You want to get the reason why I raised here? You want to get how that happened?
We're going to get to that in just a minute.
Jay and I, okay.
I want to ask Jeff, your guitar parts, all one take as well, Jeff? How about that?
No, absolutely not. Dirk, how many?
Dude, Jeff came over like he always does in a project, and he brought the sensibility to these songs that I didn't hear when we were writing them.
Right.
He would do a little part. It really shifted the melody. I mean, dramatically, you know. So his contribution was immense, and he was like totally open to ideas. You know, he's not like one of those guys. He's super easy to work with. He really is. So yeah. So no, I don't think they were. Some of them were one takes. Like probably like three or four of them were one time throughs. Jeff.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Because I think you take 2 or 3 passes, right?
Yeah, and you really helped me a lot to form some of those parts where you would hear a part that I was playing, and maybe you heard something a little bit different, and you would suggest something, and between the two of us, you would help flesh out most of those.
Yeah. Extra set of ears, you know, always helps.
Now, let me get technical aspect for just a second. What are you recording on?
Me?
Yes.
Or Tori?
You
see,
sure.
I did this what you're hearing on Tori's record, which is a fantastic record, and Jeff and he also did a song on their own without me, which is a great tune. I love it. But this
we started with Nuendo at my house.
Right. And I use Cakewalk because I'm a drummer.
Gotcha. So
and Tori, what did you use for the final mixes?
I just mixed them on a MacBook Pro.
So are you using GarageBand?
Sounds great, man. You did a great job, dude.
I don't have a lot of stuff here.
Right.
So I just use whatever I can and get the best I can out of it.
And the reason I bring that up is, Dirk, you said it right. The end result is a fantastic sounding record.
It sounds really good. I think it sounds real good.
Right.
I was surprised, like the mastering really pushed him. Tori put a lot of time into those mixes. Jeff would tell me, I go, how's Tori doing? How's oh man, he sent me like 4 or 5 mixes and he's going to add some more parts. It's going to be another couple months. I'm like, that's cool. That's awesome. Cause all these tunes, this suite of tunes that me and Jay recorded, they've been given to other people too. There's other versions of these songs by other artists that haven't heard Tori's version. And I'm going to give everybody a copy of everybody's record so they can hear what other people did to those songs. They're drastically different. Yeah. Right. And Tori's is hands down the most creative out of all of them. And that's not putting anybody down. There's just, the angles he came from, man, I had no idea. It was awesome. I was really impressed with where he took the songs and what he did with them. And they're his songs. I already told him, I go, anybody that works on them, they're theirs. That's your songs, you know? So that's a part of the project. I'm not taking, I do want to pick my favorite songs out of each artist and put together like a solo album, because I don't sing. So I thought very good. Cool.
Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to do.
Selections but maybe not. I mean, I'm too lazy, you know.
Now, I would point out that I am by far the least capable musician of this group of guys.
I don't know about that, dude.
Finger painting over here. I'm finger painting over.
No.
I got some.
Dude, I've gotten so many comments on your lyrics, man. You are such a good lyricist. Holy shit.
Have to agree with that. Just for a second.
Writing is the strong point, definitely. But
your video skills are good too, bro.
Oh man, it's a one-man operation.
Very good videos.
It's so hard.
Very good videos.
I wanted to mention that I would love to see some type of band collaboration in a video, Tori. I know these guys are busy, but you need to put a fire under all their butts and get them to contribute a little bit.
We tried that with Smoldering Ashes, man. I ended up out in the dark out by Lake Hodges with Jeff with flashlights, and I was not comfortable. So I don't know if I'm game for
clip though.
Jumping into that arena again.
That's great. Hey, let's bring Ray into the fold, because I know some of his music is actually, again, showing up on this album. So, Ray, why don't you tell us kind of how this unfolded and how it became aware to you?
Well, I work with Dirk. Dirk and I have been writing songs together for 35 years now. And most recently, in this most last project we are currently working on, he brought in Jay to work with us. And so,
begrudgingly.
So we always, we're sharing tracks across, he gets an idea, sends me tracks, I get ideas, I send him tracks. And so in working on this next album, I had some ideas of some songs, sent some tracks down. Somehow the tracks accidentally got mixed in with tracks going out to other artists. And so it's
My
been
bad,
interesting
my
to hear
bad,
what
my
they've done
bad.
with them.
My bad. I totally fucked up. I apologize. In
You
fact,
got a
when
lot
I
going
found
on
out, I listened to Tori's record and I heard like 6 feet in a trunk, and I'm like, oh. So I waited a couple of days and I called him. I said, listen, man, I made a mistake. I got a batch of songs to people that I realized some of his jams were in there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and he was totally cool about it, and a real friend about it. He's like, no problem, it happens.
So you will find no mention of my name on the album, no credits anywhere. Nobody found out about any of this until it was all finalized. So, but yeah, I 3 of the songs that are on Jeff's album, I was very involved with, and I think his Sasquatch in a Super 8. I had written that.
Excellent tune.
It's gotten my very first Telecaster.
Oh,
and I thought, what's a good Telecaster type sound, and came up with that little intro and the rest, and sent it on down. They liked the song. We've turned it into a real nice song. It'll be coming out on my next album. And
excellent.
But in the meantime, Jeff's got it, and they turned it into a nice song also. So it's interesting to hear these different versions.
Right. Well,
maybe it is.
Second pressing, we can get some honorable.
There you go.
Right?
The first pressing got just a lot more valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even have a copy, by the way.
It hasn't arrived yet?
I got yours right, Tori. It'll be on its way to South Korea on Friday.
Tori, you didn't get a copy of it, dude?
No, I haven't gotten one yet.
Oh, that's
Jeff
terrible.
asked me, he goes, he was doing something with you, and I said, what are you doing? He was over at Jay's house, I think. And he goes, oh no, I was talking to him on the phone. He was talking about like the record and artwork and stuff. And he goes, yeah, he's looking for like some kind of like black and white, noir kind of deal. I go, oh, I took this picture of Meg and Phil at their wedding. It's killer, dude. We should use it. It looks fucking rad. And Meg gave her blessing on it. Because Phil just recently passed away of cancer. God rest his soul.
Right.
Yeah. So that was the picture that I took of them at their wedding, and Tori saw the vibe in it, and it was killer. I'm glad he used it.
Instantly thought that was a cover.
Isn't that a great cover, man? I thought, fuck.
Perfect picture for it.
Awesome.
Hey, Jay, let me ask you, do you have a favorite track?
What's that?
You have a favorite track on this album?
You know what? I don't really have a favorite track. I like everything. Everything is so different than what I pictured. It was kind of like you were just going, wow.
Exactly.
So I haven't whittled it down to one yet. So
right.
I mean, no, I like everything. So
very good. And I know it's hard. It's hard to ask you guys that because you are the creators of the music. But sometimes when I'm making music, I get sick of a song, I finish it, and I actually have to detach from it before I can listen to it again because it's too familiar after a while. But
I think that's the great thing. I think that's the great thing about sending something out that's, where you haven't picked the melody at all yet.
Right.
And you when you get it back, you're going, wow, I would have never thought of that. Right. Never thought of that.
Yep. I was tripping, dude. I was like, what? This is awesome.
That's kind of the cool thing. That's the kind of the cool thing about not carving out a melody.
Yeah.
It leaves it open for, like I've heard Ray's version of the songs and I've heard Tori's version of the songs, and they're so different, but still so interesting.
Right.
I have parts that I like out of one version and parts that I like out of another version, and it really does lend itself to the creativity of the two individuals. So right. I'm real happy with both of them.
Great. Tori, have you heard Ray's versions of those songs? That
No, I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
No, I'm hoping to have that released somewhere around November 15th is the set date to release that.
Okay.
Nice. Is that when you're going to do it, Ray?
I've had quite a few health issues I've had to get past over the past years and surgeries and stuff. So it's been quite a few setbacks, but getting better, getting healthier, and pushing on.
There you go.
I flew out to Oregon like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago and finished the vocals with him and then flew back to San Diego. So he just has to mix it. I told him, I go, you mix this one, dude. I'm out. I can't do any more work on these tunes, you know.
And if I can, I wanted to interject and correct me if I'm wrong. I think Dirk's intention, I believe it was Dirk's plan to send these basic tracks to multiple artists to complete.
Always.
So Dirk, I don't know when you came up with that idea, because I don't remember hearing that while I was recording the guitar parts, but it was your intention for no two artists to be aware that
I didn't want to cross-contaminate the experiment, you know, because I've never experimented in sound like this. So I mean, me and Tom Page used to do some crazy stuff, you know, in the recording studio, but this was like more of a conceptual thing. And I've always like, even as a kid, I always wondered, like, you hear a remix or a band do another version of a tune or something. I thought, well, if I can find all the artists to this structure, this drum beat that I've done, I mean, you know, all the what would you say, Jay? Like the framework, right? That they kind of have to work within that. And Tori basically just blasted his way through that framework. I was very like, I was kind of I had to step back. Actually, it took me about 3 listens to like really like. I was like, oh, this is cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At first listen, it was like I was just kind of.
What the hell
like,
did he do?
Wow, this is fucking what? Okay, I've got to figure out, because I have, you know, I've been listening to these songs for the last 2 years, you know, and it's like I kind of know that I'm familiar with them intimately, you know, so I didn't expect to get that. It was almost violent, you know.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, shit, you know what's going on? And then second listen, it's like, okay, I'm hearing like all those initial you know, that's all gone, stripped away, and I could just listen to the music. By the third time through, I just kept listening to it. I just left it in my car, just go, and every time I get in my car, I'd listen to what he'd done, and I was just trying to imagine like oh man, you know, like it was very interesting where he came from on a lot of stuff. It really was. It really was. It was almost like he was painting way outside the box, way the fuck out. You know?
And speaking of that, Tori, your writing process when you're writing lyrics, are you writing a song, verse, chorus, chorus, bridge, solo, or are you just writing lyrics and then fitting them into the music you're given? Because this is not your normal structure for music at all.
Right.
You guys
that's what I like about it, because I'll start a lyric with maybe an idea in my head. I had the sentence "gunfight in your mind" on the first page of my notebook when I got that track, and the first time I heard it, I said, "That's what it is." And so usually when I write, I follow a kind of structure, and then the structure just falls apart, and it just becomes kind of free verse.
Right.
And so I just adapt that to whatever the music is, and I listen to these songs, the structures, you know, 1 billion times when I'm going to work and coming home,
right,
and making adjustments on the words. That line is pretty bad. Some of them.
Yeah, but you write a lot about villains, don't you, Tori? I mean, mostly about villains than heroes, wouldn't you say? I mean, or am I way off the mark?
I noticed. No, I think you're right. And there's a lot of. I noticed on this. I'm not sure why. There's a lot of mental illness and paranormal stuff on in these lyrics for no particular reason. But that's kind of.
We know the reason, Tori.
Especially Carmel and Carol.
Just kidding.
We're on to you, Tori. We're on to you.
We're on to you, Tori.
Now, Jeff, why don't you talk about?
Here.
Why don't you talk about the
Sorry
title?
about that. I didn't mean to
album?
interrupt you, man. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. It is titled Finn.
I got stoned before we went on the air. I got really high because of my band practice. So I get stoned before band practice, and after about 3 or 4 hours playing drums, I'm sober and I go home. So that's just how I play. Or if I go in the studio, I'm usually all that stuff. I'm high as a kite. There you go. There you go, world. Suck on that.
So that
It's
might
the
explain
truth.
where the title came from.
Yeah, maybe. No.
I believe the title came from Brenneman.
Yeah.
And
It
let's hear
did.
about
It did.
So that actually came, and I was inspired by Tori because Tori wanted to go with a noir theme, as Dirk had mentioned. And I started thinking about some of the old black and white films and some Fellini movies and how they end with F-I-N or Fin or Fiend or how you ever say it, meaning that it was the end. And for me personally, there was a couple different things. What's going on?
Hold on here. Yeah, I'm going to mute him out in a little bit.
All right. So I was thinking about this being probably my last project and it being the end. So I kind of was thinking about that F-I-N or Fin or Fiend. And then also I know what Tori, our manager, H. Finn, who kind of helps us out with marketing. And then, so we put in parentheses the second end to tie in with the whole Huckleberry Finn theme, because the name of the band, Smoky Ghosts of Big Trees, was one of the suggestions that Tori had originally thrown out for the band, which I really loved. And as I learned, Tori said that was a phrasing in the Huckleberry Finn book. So we tried to kind of tie in a bunch of different things by calling it that. Meaning,
and it has a Dadaist kind of effect because it doesn't make any sense at all. And sorry to interrupt, but also our number 2 country for plays, if you go online, is Finland for some reason. It's USA and then Finland.
The Finns. Yes.
So
it kind of has, it has multi-purposes in the name.
The Finns.
Okay, I don't want to make light of this because you just brushed by a statement saying that this may be your last project that you're working on here. So what's up with that?
I think I'm ready. For me personally, Dirk and I have done a lot of projects over the last 15 years, and Dirk and I were having a pretty heavy conversation in one of the recordings, and Dirk was talking about focusing more as being a listener instead of a creator, and that was part of it for me, and that really hit home with me, and I started thinking,
don't blame me, I didn't know. No, and as a matter of fact, this is like a total Motley Crue thing, like he's fake quitting, because me and Jay already have like 10 songs, don't we, Jay? We got more than 10 songs. We can send out another 10, boys. So, and if I send out another 10, you're on them, Jeff. So you're going to have to just cope with that.
Yeah. So that's going to be called Refin, just so you know.
How dare you quit the band on this podcast, Brennerman?
Breaking news, huh?
Yeah. So maybe just a break.
That's good. Yeah.
I haven't picked up the guitar since Dirk and I did the sessions. So.
Gotcha.
Marcos.
Very good. Now, Jay, you say there's 10 songs possibly in the works already for another project?
Yeah, we just keep plodding along. I mean,
I brought over this 70s drum machine that I bought off of my buddy in LA, and we've been writing songs off of that thing. And then I go back on with an acoustic kit and play to it. We've been getting some good stuff, don't you think, Jay?
Oh, absolutely. And it's kind of funny, but like Dirk and I will end up looking at each other like, wow, we did it again.
It's true. It's true.
What about you, Tori? You got another 10 songs in your notebook?
Oh yeah, more than that. I'm ready. I'm trying to do stuff by myself a little bit until hopefully we can do something again together. But
I think adding Ray to the mix, I mean, he mastered Jeff Brenneman's record, and he's got a pretty amazing ear for what I do. So he might be able to like contribute. Maybe this is the new band.
Wow.
Hey, could be onto something. And again, I'm a geek fan, Ray. What are you mastering? You doing analog, or are you all digital, or what are you working on up there?
Oh, I have all kinds of different little systems around here. But mostly I just when I listen, I listen for mostly EQing.
Mm-hmm.
I figure by the time it gets to me, everybody's already got it to where they really want it. And I just listen for little flaws, just the little details that it's like, you know what, that's just a little too crisp. Let me pull a frequency out. Let me boost a frequency, whatever it takes to get it balanced right. And that's where most of my mastering is. I don't
he uses his ears.
Maybe have to add a little bit of compression, but otherwise I do like to I don't like to tamper too much with the original mixes.
Right. Yeah, a lot of times when a mastering house is done, it doesn't sound anything like the band wants it to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what I found like lately, Frank, if you want to take this away, is I mix the daylights out of them to where they sound perfect to me, and then the mastering is just a matter of maybe some compression, or you know what I mean, just to kind of bring everything up. But I like having all the frequencies already there. I don't like adding stuff at the end of the total mix. You know what I mean? It seems like I get a little bit better results that way.
I have to be honest, I have not listened to the actual CD yet. I've listened on Bandcamp and I've listened on iTunes, but I haven't the CDs, and I don't know where you guys got them done at. A lot of times nowadays they come in a little too hot and it takes away from it. So I don't know if that's the case with this one, but a couple that I've had recently, they were just a little hotter than they should be. So I'm going to give this a listen, and hopefully it's true to the sound. I hope so.
I hope so too, bro.
Some of that's on me. If they're hot, probably some of that's on me.
Well, you won't know because you don't have a copy, and we'll say, Jeff,
you really don't have a copy, Tori? Seriously? You have a copy for real?
I had them sent to Jeff's house.
Dude,
what are you doing?
I'll talk to Crouching Cyclops. I'm going to talk to Crouching Cyclops Records, and I will get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, there's definitely a problem in personnel.
They use the coronavirus as an excuse to jack up all of the postal costs, especially on this end.
Yeah,
just to send a CD to America is like
$20. It is.
You'll not hear something.
Oh yeah, so it's kind of a mess. We may have to wait till I'm back.
Remember when I sent you that pair of headphones, Tori? When I said, "Hey man, you mix it, I'll send you those AKGs." I ordered those like on Sweetwater, dude. It was like an extra, like for like $30 or something, or $40 in shipping to get them down to you. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, you know. But I was surprised. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciated that a lot. I
still use those AKGs, dude, all the time. They're just every time. My ears tuned to them. It just works.
Very good.
My go-tos.
All right. Well, again, I'd asked Jay. He couldn't really pick a favorite song. Tori, what about you? Is there a favorite on this track that stands out? And I'm going to be honest, as a fan, right off the bat, Gunfight in Your Mind, it's got so many influences that I hear. I hear David Byrne from Talking Heads, and I hear different things jumping off. I love that song. That is my favorite right off the top.
I like David Byrne a lot, but I think it was more of my attempt to do a little bit of a David Thomas para ubu, but in my voice, kind of, because I knew I wanted the chorus to have the counter melodies and stuff. To contrast with that screaming verse. I nearly gave myself an aneurysm doing that vocal.
Wow.
I think Purple Cactus is my favorite song.
Very good. And what about you, Dirk? Do you have a favorite off this thing?
I mean, if I had to pick a song that I go to more often than the others, would probably be that one about the Sasquatch at your Super 8 hotel, because I've heard several versions of that from different artists, and I think Tori, he killed it. That's my favorite version of it that I've heard so far. So yeah, I love his approach and all that. It was he came from a very oblique angle, you know. It was
gotcha.
It's cool.
My
So, yeah,
regret
that's my
on-
favorite. That's why.
I wanted it to be a duet.
Oh,
was
wow.
My regret on that one. I wanted it to be a duet.
But Dolly Parton was unavailable making her metal album.
She was busy with Rob Halford. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tori, whatever happened to the what was that one we did on the last record with the Chinese guys that were fighting, or Korean guys? Remember?
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
What was the name of that tune? The two superheroes.
Sudan.
Dude, that was rad, bro.
Oh yeah.
That was so rad.
I thought it would catch on here, but there's no market for that in Korea. They don't know rock music from.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Not the market here. Weird.
You guys,
Japan's pretty good.
Huh.
Korea, they don't know.
can you guys rebrand yourself as K-pop somehow? And
You know what? I tried that when we released it on Bandcamp. I
Hey,
put us as
Brennerman.
K-pop, one of the categories.
gotcha.
But Brennerman's Donnie. Boy band. We were a boy band. Like
Can the five of us get matching outfits? I
You have to.
I mean,
that
do
would
they
be
come
cool.
as long as they come in 2X, I'm good.
You're
I'm good.
Well, Jeff, while you're on your slimming regime, so when you get it fit in, what about a favorite track off this thing?
Well, first of all, I will say that one of the proudest inputs that I had to this record is the sequencing. That's one of the few things that I really had a big input on.
I know
And
that's your thing.
I put it from kind of favorite to least favorite, honestly.
Okay.
Initially, Gunfight in Your Mind was my favorite because I think Tori's vocals are very unique, and I think he did a great job. Purple Cactus also became my initial favorite after.
That's the one you guys wrote, right, Jeff? Is that the one you guys collabed on?
No, all of these songs were based on the basic tracks that the three of you gave us. So
I thought you guys wrote one. I thought you wrote one. Told me you and Tori.
No, not on this album.
Not-
Dude, that's weird. I thought you said that.
No. These are all from the session. And then Pilot to Bombardier was one that has really grown on me since we released the album. And some of the reviews on this record have all been pretty favorable. But one of them had really shed some light on that song to me. And then Corey sharing what he thought of it. So Pilot to Bombardier is moving up on the ladder for me.
Gotcha. All right. Now, Ray, of the songs that you have worked on before, what do you think that was done here? Do you have a favorite of those three?
Yeah, I like the Sasquatch in Your Super 8. It's a fun song.
Yeah.
And
It's a good one, dude. That's a good one, bro.
But many of the tracks that are on there, I have also heard before Jeff ever even received them. They were presented to me, and I went through a bunch of them and said, well, there was one in there that Dirk and Jay had wrote the foundation on, and I really liked it so much that it actually became my title track song. Jeff calls it Carmel and Carol.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a different name for this song, and it's really touched on me well also. And
all right, we look forward to hearing that.
That's a pretty song. That's a pretty song, especially at the end when me and Jay go into that acoustic part. It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Zeppelin, like Zeppelin or something, right?
And the two ladies, Carmel and Carol.
Yeah, it's quite a fight they have.
This comes from a tape that I made like 30 years ago.
In the 80s.
Yeah, in the late 80s. This lady Carmel, she was in her 90s. Well, no one could actually ever pin her down to what her actual age was. She always lied.
Oh my God, I can't
it.
believe you're telling this story, Jardine. I can't believe you're sharing this, dude.
Oh, this is so great. She you know, if you held a mirror up, she would start saying lies, lies, lies. and we never really got an idea of how old she actually was, except one time she told us that she shook hands with President McKinley when she was 16. Okay. So this was our only little piece of information. And he died in office in 1904. So she was old. Yeah. So in the late 80s, she had to be at least 96 or 97. So and she was she was all fire. You know, anything you said to her, she'd pick the opposite. So I mean, this is what got her blood going, and this is what kept her alive for so long. So Carol was, you know, I think she put an ad in the paper because she wanted help raising her boys. You know, she needed a live-in housekeeper, and she put in the thing, young woman to live in. And Carmel shows up and she's in her 60s. And she goes, young woman, you're not a young woman. Oh, I'm not, you know, she was just,
oh, I'm not,
you know, yeah. So this was, we just made a cassette tape of you know, an everyday day in the late 80s of Carmel and Carol. And this is how that came out.
Well, that was put on, but we put that on, we were long done. We were like in mixing, like during mixing mode when we added that, though. We didn't write around that specific thing. You were like, no. I think I told you should put it on there. You did. And you're like, right. Oh, dude, wait till the Stewarts hear this, man. Holy shit, you know?
Oh yeah, that's right. Carol is Carol Stewart. That's my friend John Stewart and Dana Stewart's mother.
Dana, yeah, John.
Yeah, they're both musicians here in Carlsbad and Oceanside area.
Yeah.
Dirk, I noticed there's an awful lot of cameos on this album also. Is that your doing, or is that Tori?
I think Tori did most of that. I mean, I brought Jeff in on it. Like, Jeff's tracks don't appear on other people's versions of these songs.
Wow, interesting.
And also the piano player, all the piano parts you hear that Ron Harmon did, do not appear on other people's versions of these songs. I had a guy in New York do them, in Florida, my buddy Russ Maines. What's up, Russ? What's up, Jeff? Out in Rochester, my buddy Dave from Ottoman Halifax, Dave Morella, and he sent a version, you know, and but their tracks they didn't get what Tori got. They got the same songs, but they don't have, some of them don't have the piano. Jeff, I think, Jeff, are you on Stewart's stuff? Did you hear yourself on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I gave him, because of our past. So yeah. So there was a couple different variations, but all the same tunes.
Now, did they get Carmel? Did they get her voice?
They got her voice. We initially sent you her voice, and I think you wanted her without the voice. It was what Jeff requested.
No,
so I said, "Oh, do you have the voice on there?"
Oh yeah, I thought I'm gonna work with whatever they send, regardless. Dude, regardless of what they send, I'm going to finish it.
It was a very Andy like whirl type move. You know what I mean? Very, very weird and cool. I thought, you know.
Yeah,
good juxtaposed type stuff.
My initial idea for that song was to write something about the guy who invented graham crackers, because of her rant at the end of the song. I was going to try to tie it together in a real esoteric way, but then I thought crazy ladies are easier.
dude, you completely embraced the idea and you kind of welded it together very well, man. Because when she comes in, it makes perfect sense the way you set it up. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like your approach to that. That was nice to hear, you know.
My assumption was that it was Carmel, California, and one crazy lady. That's the way I took it.
Yeah, no, Carmel is, like Jay explained, is the older sounding lady that's answering the questions. She sounds like Judy Garland from, like, you know, the Yellow Brick Road movie, you know.
Oh, right.
Well, sure you can. Well, sure you can get there. Sure. You know, like that kind of shit, you know. That's great.
And I see stuff. Chris Brenman makes a cameo on here as well.
Yeah.
That's my wife. How did that happen, Tori? I played it for her the other day, and she said she's going to be issuing a lawsuit to the band.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
No. She allowed Jeff to come to my house once a week. Every week we would do is Jeff would sit down. Oh no, that was Marcos. Why is she on this record?
No, same thing. This one as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I think Tori, you were looking for different voices to kind of fill out your story.
It's a little bit like we were talking about Galbi Jim and Katsu Don. We needed native speakers for those. Even though the Japanese voice in that song is a Korean guy, because I couldn't get a Japanese guy. But
it's cool. It's super cool. It's super cool tune.
The beginning of the exit interview was just me reading it, but I thought, that sounds a little too dramatic and self-important. So I thought I would farm out each line and just make them fade into each other. And so I just recruited friends to do it.
Worked out good.
So Chris volunteered to do it. Jeff did one line. And then our friend from Sri Lanka that we met at Soul Forests.
Jeff, why didn't you let me do a line, dude?
You do too many lines.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably should lay off that. Now, let me ask one final question for you guys. And you know, it all is fun and games here on Zoom, and you're not in the same room creating a record. Could this project have worked successfully if you were all in the same room?
It would have probably been a completely different record. Well,
yeah, it would have been different.
It would have been a complete different record.
I think we could have easily worked with each other.
Without a doubt.
The only person I don't know is Tori, but after hearing him sing on these things, I'm fairly certain he'd be very easy to work with.
He is very easy to work with. I've worked with him a long time. He's really easy to work with. So
I can vouch for him. I'm very slow to work with. That's the problem.
But that's okay. Yeah, that's not a problem.
What do you think, Jeff? You're pretty silent on this.
Jeff retired.
Oh, that's right.
Do I still have a say?
You still have a
no.
Say. Go ahead, Nick Mars.
Not after the retirement speech.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to come back out of retirement to say anything.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm very curious because I think a big part of what makes this work is the fact that we didn't work together. So, yeah, it's hard to say. I think it would be very, very different. Jay and Ray are like very relaxed. Dirk has a lot of energy, and my favorite mixer ever is Dirk Doucette. So anything he touches.
Oh, Jeff, get out of here! You're too nice. Don't say that. That makes me blush. You've got a great ear, Jeff. So that's a high compliment from you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. But I don't know if like the rest of us can keep up with Dirk's energy in a room. Can we?
Dude, I could carry you guys.
We all have such different things. Like I would probably pick up bass because Brennerman plays guitar, and
Ray's keyboards.
I think we all have our little niches that we do pretty well in. So I think it would work. So there's not. I don't think there's any issue with where we would be coming from.
Right.
I would come from the bass side, drums for Dirk, Ray keyboards, Jeff.
Dude,
Brennerman
we'd kill
guitar.
it. We would kill it live, dude. We would kill it, Jay. We would kill it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be a very different thing. It would be more like a Joe Jackson record.
Well, let me ask you this then, and Tori, you can chime in on this. And I don't have any money to back it up or anything, but what if you all got together on a Zoom call and created one song, say a song you already know, and played it? Could that be done?
Can you do that?
I think that there's latency issues with.
There
Yeah.
could
There'd
be.
be so many latency issues. It would be, yeah.
Well, you can't do it from your iPhone. Okay, that's for
We
sure.
would have to. You would have to like do like the Sammy Hagar thing, where like you record the tune, right, in your studios, and then you bring the tune up, and everybody sends their video of each one of them playing to the tune, and then
There
you
you
piece
go.
it together in this format, and there it is. 'Cause I
Absolutely.
think there are latency issues. I've never heard of a program where I can jam with my buddy out in Rochester.
Now,
If you hear of one, let me know. You know.
a little bit along those lines. I just sent Jeff the new Purple Cactus video, which is me singing karaoke in front of the TV. And I recorded it live, so it sounds a little weird and my voice was blown, but I made a little karaoke lyric video of the song to play on the TV and sang.
Nice.
So we're put that up in the next, I don't know. I've got to put it up today. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yep, that'll
I'll
be
put
up
it up.
again. So that video actually has a live vocal on it. So very much like something REM might have done.
Okay.
So he's not lip syncing, he's singing along with the basic track. So that video will feature a live vocal on it, karaoke
Interesting.
style.
Yeah,
All
I just plugged it into the laptop, so it actually came in a little hot because I couldn't see it. But I thought it's kind of karaoke. It's Lonely Man karaoke, just me singing. Now, I had a friend operating the camera, and so at the end of the song, you can see me kind of going,
That's
trying,
it.
trying to tell her, "Don't turn off the video," because my voice was shut.
All right. Okay. Well, I greatly appreciate you guys coming together because I don't know if this, like Jeff said, if this is ever going to happen again. To get everybody on the same night at the same time, it's an honor for me to talk to you guys. I love the record. I love the EP you guys put out last time. And Dirk, you did a great job with Brenneman's EP too. I love that thing. And,
Hey, I liked your tune, the one that I jammed on. I actually recorded the drums to your Alien song at Jay's house.
yes, you did. Yes.
Remember that, Jay? We knocked out that session for that Alien tune. That
right.
So
A
that's
good song, dude. Keep writing, dude. You're a good writer.
well. I don't know if Jeff has told you not, but I did
I
a
like
cover
it.
of Sand Hill, and
Got
got that.
Sad Hill.
I love that song. That's my
Sand
favorite
Hill.
tune.
I
Really?
remember that guy.
Yeah.
I remember
That's
Sam. I
awesome.
remember
All right,
yeah,
guys.
dude.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time and all your information.
Well, it's good to see all you guys.
Yes,
Yeah, likewise.
yes.
Good meeting you guys.
I love all of you guys.
Nice to meet you, Tori.
Yeah, really good. Music was great, so appreciate it. Let's do it again.
Thanks for having us,
Good
Frank.
deal. No, thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
You guys take care, and we'll do it again sometime.
We did not mention that Ray Lord Cox III is the David Lee Roth of Outcast Willie.
Yeah.
So that's
And I'm the second, not the third.
oh, all right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Fair enough,
So
yeah.
you got to check out Outcast Willie.
Will
And,
do.
Ray Lord is the front man for that band. So
Yeah. In fact, if you look up Sorefinger Records on YouTube, you will find 6 videos of ours
Ooh.
there.
I'm gonna do that as soon as we hang up here, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right now.
thanks,
Good
Frank.
night. Thank you. Good night now.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, Tori. Bye, Ray. Bye, Jay.
Bye.